Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare is one of the best zombie games of all time in my opinion, and as of last fall, before I sold my Xbox One, it was still very active on that platform. But what about the Xbox 360 version? How's it doing these days? Well, yeah, not a lot going on, which is really sad because this is a truly amazing game which will probably never again see a full lobby. And one of the very first times I played this game on Xbox One, I stayed up until almost 4 a.m. on a work night, and it was my most played Xbox game of 2024. But for the Xbox 360 version, well, almost daily for the past month, I have hopped on and searched for a match, either in Garden Ops or on one of the PvP modes, and almost every single time I have came up empty-handed. But at the time of my writing, on 4 occasions I was able to find some other people playing. One was in Team Vanquish, which is pretty much a team deathmatch, but with more kid-friendly wording, and I surprisingly did really well. It started with 3 players total, with me as a plant, then my teammate left, then my opponent left, then another opponent popped on, then he left, then one of the guys from earlier joined, then left again, then another guy hopped on, I kicked his butt, and then he left. So, yeah, that's how the PvP mode is doing these days. And I haven't been able to find anything at all for the other PvP modes besides Team Vanquish. And sadly, you can't even run around the empty maps and explore. You can only turn and pull off sick dance moves while you wait for other players. But what about the co-op Garden Ops mode, playable on solo or with up to 3 teammates? Well, for starters, it can be played on solo, which is where most of my time has been spent. But on one occasion I found someone with a public game, but I couldn't join for whatever reason. And another time I found some dude playing as a chomper. We played one game, I sent him a friend request, he accepted it, and then later unfriended me. Okay. In the last Garden Ops game I found, some dude hopped on my game and we were overwhelmed on hard difficulty. Now, that being said, I did send out some friend requests to the guys I found on PvP, and only one accepted, and he seems pretty cool, so I invited him to play Garden Ops with me, and he agreed. So, long story short, multiplayer is almost non-existent in 2025, and I would like to note that, unlike the Xbox One version, the 360 SKU does not have local co-op, which is a shame because my wife and I had a lot of fun playing it together on Xbox One. Back to my review. Is this game worth buying for the single-player Garden Ops experience, as that's really the only thing you can regularly play? Sure. Especially if you love zombie horde games. No, you do have to have Game Pass to play the game even on solo if I'm not mistaken. Solo Garden Ops is a horde defense mode, where you plant a garden and have to defend it against 10 waves of zombie onslaught, with 2 waves being for bosses like a gargantuar or a yeti, and you can plant seeds purchased from sticker packs, more on that later, in vases around your garden to help defend it, with very useful plants like gatling peas or doom shrooms, or less useful plants like the scaredy shroom. This game mode has 4 difficulties: easy, normal, hard, and crazy. And I've only ever been able to overcome normal and easy on solo, although I did pull off a solo hard game a couple times on Xbox One, but I had the upgraded Armored Sunflower, which I haven't yet unlocked on the 360. But yeah, this is one of the drawbacks of playing Garden Ops alone, is that it's just harder with only one person, as you're facing all the Zeds alone with a maximum of 3 self-revives, technically 6 if you want to count team retries, although a skilled player probably won't need all 3 for Garden Ops on normal difficulty. Another major drawback of going lone wolf is that it's only really practical to play as the Sunflower on solo, as she's the only character that can heal herself and all the potted plants. And when you're on solo, the potted plants are your only backup, so you need to keep them healthy. Plus, you earn money for heals. And of course, yes, you can play as any of the 4 plants, but again, only the sunflower can heal herself. And on a team of 4, a team can get along fine with only one sunflower. But when you are the entire team, you need a way to regenerate your health beyond the 50% mark, which every character can do. But do you really want to be stuck with only half a bar of health? Of course, you can plant marigolds, which heal players, but the sunflower has unlimited healing flowers and can deploy them anywhere, unlike being limited only to random sticker pulls and set locations. And I think this brings us to another major L of playing solo, and that is the challenge of leveling up your plants. On Garden Warfare 1, you level up your plants by completing various challenges, like vanquish 5 scientists or heal yourself with the heal flower 5 times, but often challenges can only be completed on the PvP modes, which causes some issues. But you can use skip challenge stars to bypass these challenges, but they're pretty uncommon and don't come often from sticker packs, so I suggest using them wisely and only for multiplayer challenges. Okay, what are sticker packs? Well, they're packs that hold stickers, and these stickers can be anything from plant upgrade parts to cosmetics to skip challenge stars to straight up unlocking new characters. And items range from common to super rare, I believe, with more expensive packs holding a higher chance for rare items. And you purchase stickers using coins you earn from playing the game and doing things like taking out Zeds or healing teammates. And while you could purchase coins at one point, I'm assuming no longer with the 360 store closed, they weren't predatory, and it wasn't hard to save up enough coins for the most expensive sticker packs, making microtransactions largely for super impatient and or rich players. And that largely covers what's regularly accessible on this version of the game in 2025. I guess I could also add that sometimes you get bonus gardens on garden ops, which give you coins, or that sometimes special waves are added in, having challenges like don't take damage on this wave or variant zombies. Nice little touches that spice up the gameplay. On to some other topics. Graphically, the game looks great for a 360 title, and ran smooth as silk performance-wise, with great sound effects and an awesome soundtrack. So yeah, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare on the Xbox 360 in 2025. Not a lot going on here, sadly. I'd say this is a rare W for EA though, as the servers are still up even though they're not making money from this version of the game anymore. So is the Xbox 360 version of this game worth buying in 2025? Not unless you have some friends to play the PvP modes with, or unless you really like garden ops. But again, last I checked, the Xbox One version is still pretty active, and it has slightly better graphics, split-screen co-op, and I believe the PvP boss mode was only ever released on the Xbox One. So if you have a Series X, or a 1, I'd suggest that version over the 360 installment, but at least used 360 copies are usually pretty cheap. My final score for the Xbox 360 version of Garden Warfare is a 9.9 out of 10. Looking at the game by design, it's just a toned down version of the Xbox One release, which I gave a 10 out of 10 when I reviewed it, but the lack of split screen earns it a 1/10 of a point deduction. Some games similar to Garden Warfare I could maybe suggest would be Zombie Army Trilogy, if you like garden ops, or maybe Battle for Neighborville. Just don't buy the Steam version, it is broken. And I guess that's all from me for today. I wish I could tell you that the game is thriving with hundreds of daily players, but based off my experience, no. And I don't think the 360 version has region-based matchmaking, as from the handful of players I did find, they range from the USA to Hungary. Or, hey, maybe I'm wrong and there are still a lot of people playing and I just checked in at the wrong times. I doubt it though. I guess that pretty much wraps up my review for today. Man, I remember hearing about this game when it came out. I thought it sounded really weird and I never had any interest in it at the time. And then last year I picked it up for the first time and had an absolute blast. Lol. A final note from my video is that I picked up this free Garden Warfare Aquafina theme before the 360 store closed. Pretty cool, eh? Anyways, that's all for me for today, folks. I hope someone out there enjoyed my vid. For any newcomers to my channel, I mostly play, review, and discuss zombie and horror games, so feel free to check out some of my other vids if that maybe sounds interesting. I hope everyone has a great day. Always remember that Jesus loves you all very much. Peace.